Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Off the Grass. Please make sure you've subscribed, that you've liked this here video, and do drop a bears in the comments below to let me know you're with me, my friends. It is a beautiful day in the off season to be a fan of our beloved team, the Bears. As we are still pinching ourselves from getting the coach that was highest on most everyone's list for this off-season's hiring cycle, Ben Johnson. Let's go! While he has no stash or beard yet, he was arguably the most sought-after head coaching candidate of this off-season's hiring cycle, and we got him. A lot of fans wanted him, the Bears wanted him, and most importantly, it appears he wanted us. Now, some of you in the super fandom who are of or near the age of myself may have a similar sense of awe and am I dreaming as me in this instance. Cause in my lifetime, the coaches who our beloved team usually picks require a tiny bit of head scratching and okay, I can do a little research and attempt to feign excitement at this decision, but this time they did what we wanted. What a world, right? I'm not sure what changed over there at Hallis Hall, but I'll take it, my friends. Now, obviously, we won't know anything for sure until we go from off the grass back to on the grass this summer and fall, but it sure gives this super fan the boost of confidence he needed to get through this part of the year when the Bears aren't playing football and the lucky few still are. On that front, the Super Bowl slate is set, as we will see a rematch of 2 years ago, as the Chiefs will be taking on the Eagles in a few weeks. It is what it is. Hope for a good game to entertain me, but don't really have a dog in this fight. I loved watching Saquon this year be Saquon, but I'm still a little upset that it sounds like the Bears thought he was too expensive, and we didn't pursue him more in free agency last season. But whatever, onward and upward, and here's hoping for a good game with some good commercials to entertain us all. Oh, and speaking of, I believe we have a preview of a message from one of our faux sponsors for this show. Enjoy.
Ho, 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 ho. All right. Close, but not the man. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Not selling chicken wings. The Bears. All right, all right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Oh, the Bears.
So in other news, the rest of the coaching staff for the Bears is beginning to take shape as well. This past weekend, the news broke that we now have our coordinator positions filled, as Dennis Allen will become the next defensive coordinator of the Bears. And the youngster Declan Doyle has been tapped to be the offensive coordinator assisting Ben Johnson in that department. They also announced they will be retaining special teams coordinator Richard Hightower to round out the group of coordinators. Now, Dennis Allen seems like a huge get, as he has head coaching experience and a proven track record as a defensive coordinator. The compliment of him spearheading the defense while Coach Johnson takes on reshaping this offense gives me vibes of Ditka working with the offense and Buddy Ryan taking care of the defense back in the day. Allen's Saints defenses were very formidable in his time there, even if he didn't succeed as a head coach in the post-Sean Payton era. As for Declan Doyle, I have literally no idea how that will pan out, but a guy who Sean Payton believed in enough to hire him in multiple places and place a lot of trust in from what I've read seems like a step in the right direction. Time will tell. And as I see Ben Johnson really being the leader and driver of what they do on offense, he needs a guy who can complement that, and clearly if he was good enough to help Sean Payton, he's good enough to help Ben Johnson. Or so I hope. Bears. Hightower is always a fun coach to watch on the sidelines, and he gave us a lot in his press conferences the last few seasons, so having him back is good too. Coach Johnson also has reportedly poached a few coaches from the Lions staff, as he's bringing in Antoine Randall to be an assistant head coach and wide receivers coach, and he's bringing over the QB coach from there as well in JT Barrett. Both of those hires do excite this super fan, as getting the most from Caleb and the receivers will be our big key to our eventual Super Bowl run. The Bears. And now, my friends, it's time to take a quick look around the greatest division in the NFL, the NFC North, in a new segment here on Off the Grass I'm calling the North Watch. Now we've got Detroit Dan, Green Bay Greg, and Minnesota Mark all on location to bring us the latest news and rumors surrounding the teams that we will compete against for divisional dominance. First up, let's throw it to Detroit Dan to get a feel for how things are going over there in the Motor City following the poaching of their offensive mastermind. Dan, what's happening there in Detroit?
Pain. It's palpable, Dave. Ben Johnson is gone, Aaron Glenn is gone, and the Super Bowl is once again lionless. Terrible time to be a Lions fan, my friend. Back to you, Dave.
You love to hear it. Bears. Next, let's check in with Minnesota Mark out there in US Bank Stadium. How's things looking up north, my friend?
The lonesome skull horn blows, my friend, as the Vikings are still reeling from the loss in the playoffs. But the brass here has extended Coach Kevin O'Connell. Back to you, Dave.
Well, you know what they say. Misery loves company, my friends. And last and obviously least, let's check in with Green Bay Greg too out there in the middle of nowhere. Greg, how's things up there in Cheeseland?
Sharp cheddar. Obviously, all Packer fans believe that they are the second best team in the NFC since their playoff loss came to the winner of the NFC, the Eagles. Now, I've been told Coach LaFleur was a little bit upset with the Bears' new coach taking a shot at him losing to Johnson quite a few times over the last few years, and is plotting his revenge in the mirror during his daily beard grooming sessions. But things here are pretty much cold, boring, and, as you'd expect. Back to you, Dave.
Green Bay sucks. Thank you to our sideline reporters around the NFC North. This segment, I'm sure, will bear fruit as the offseason continues and as we get into next season. Bears. Now with these new coaching hires, there are a lot of rumors flying around as to who we may target in free agency and who might or might not be back in the Bears blue and orange next season. I'm very curious if Keenan Allen returns next season, as I know he and Caleb had a great relationship, but I'm not sure the Bears will be willing to pay him what he wants as he gets up there in age. No disrespect, Keenan, just the facts. DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Caleb, and Roma Dunse were there at the press conference announcing Ben Johnson as the coach, and so that looks to be the nucleus that we will build around. Coach Johnson also mentioned a few players he was excited about, namely Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, our starting linebackers Edmonds and Edwards, and he also mentioned how us losing Andrew Billings to injury made our defense easier to play against, so he must like him in there at D-tackle too. Dennis Allen's defense traditionally has been in a 4-tree scheme, so it should be a fit for a lot of the personnel we currently have, so it'll be interesting to see what pieces they keep and what they add to it as we go. Now, I've read rumors of Chase Young coming over to complement Sweat and having him join his former coach here in Chi-Town, but that is TBD. On the offensive side of the ball, Coach Johnson mentioned needing to build that offensive line, which is maybe the most obvious answer of what needs to be changed up for next season. My hope is that we get a good free agent signing or two to complement Darnell Wright, who is really the only one who it seems is a consensus to be there next year. The rest of the line is also TBD, but I sure do hope we can build ours to resemble the effectiveness of the O-line up in Detroit the last few seasons under Johnson's guidance. And last, running back. We got Swift under contract going into next year, but in some research this superfan has done, it's kind of eye-popping how ineffective he actually was last season. He had spurts of amazing breakout runs, but his first down efficiency was atrocious. He was the epitome of boom or bust last season, and I don't know if that's on him, the ever-changing offensive scheme throughout the year, the coaching, the offensive line, or a combo of all of the above. My money is on the latter, but who knows? According to Kevin Fishbane's amazing breakdowns he did for The Athletic, here's one eye-popping stat in regards to our Bears' terrible, no-good, slow first quarter starts all last season. Swift had 42 carries for 120 yards on first down in the first quarters of games. His success percentage of 14.3 ranked 50th out of 50 qualifying backs. His longest first down first quarter run went for 9 yards. He averaged 2.9 yards per carry. 17 of those 42 carries went for 2 yards or fewer, 40.5%. They hindered the offense early in games by putting the Bears in third and long scenarios all too often. Yikes. So here's what I, as a super fan, hope happens. I hope Ben Johnson brings the 1-2 punch effect he had in Detroit with Montgomery and Gibbs here to Chi-Town. I hope we get a compliment to Swift, either by drafting a future star running back or getting a free agent pickup that can pick up the slack when necessary. I've read multiple articles that mention another familiar NFC North foe possibly fitting the mold and coming here in Aaron Jones, but I'm not so sure about that. What needs the most work is the O-line, so I'm just hoping we get that fixed first and fast, and everything else will benefit from its fixing. Lots to look forward to. The future sure does feel like it's looking bright. Well, my friends, that's gonna do it for today's episode of Off the Grass. Thank you so much for watching and for your continued support. As always, please be kind to each other and also be kind to yourself too. And go Bears! I'll be back soon with more off-season Bears coverage and more as we make our way back to On the Grass in just a few short months. In the meantime, we have a draft to look forward to and hopefully some exciting free agency news too down the line. I will see you soon, my friends. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears. Hey!